Should leaders focus more on the immediate cost of living pressures or set ambitious targets for Australia's climate future?
I actually am very, very worried. I woke up after the American election feeling quite existentially in grief about drill, baby, drill, and what does that mean for my grandchildren. I felt the same existential grief for Ukrainians, for that matter for Palestinians. So there is this sense that there are bigger issues than just the cost of living. But the guardrails in a democracy, we now know, if you're going to have progress in climate change, you have to address cost of living, you have to have safe borders, but to set one off against the other, we have to address both.
Progress is a privilege. Like, we only get to make progress on things when people have their day-to-day under control, because otherwise they do not have the bandwidth to think long-term about the warm and fuzzy things that will make the world a better place. If they cannot put food on the table, they simply can't do that.
Climate change is not a warm and fuzzy thing. Climate change is survival. People are struggling with cost of living, and that absolutely has to be front and centre. But we can't forget about this massive long-term crisis that we are facing and how to deal with it. And also, cost of living and climate change are interconnected. One of the most underpinning elements of inflation, for example, is the cost of insurance. I don't know about everyone in the audience, but I almost fainted when I got my insurance bills this year. And that's because the insurance companies across the world are factoring in climate change. So we have to continue to address this as a long-term issue with renewable energy transition. And I absolutely agree that part of that from a cost of living point of view is household electrification, solar, batteries. This is low-hanging fruit. And shift industry onto gas initially as we transition out. And then households will start to see their bills come down if we can get them electrified. So all of these things do not exist separately, and we do have to be able to deal with them all at once.